Alright, welcome back everyone to Rag Plays Aidyn Chronicles the First Mage, Epilogue. We're on our way to Port Saiid, leaving Talawak at about 1:30 in the afternoon. Beautiful clear day. Let's hope it stays that way. It's been kind of foggy every now and then. So I'd like to get into Terminor Port Saiid by the time the sun is setting if we can help it. And I definitely must remember to go and show you those cutscenes on our way to Terminor as well, because that'll be our next stop after Talawak. To Port Saiid, port to all nations. Another one of my favorite walks in the game is this road. Usually nothing on it either, which is nice. Oh, don't cloud over on me. Watch, it's gonna rain again. It's just a trend with us, isn't it? Or is it just getting to be yeah, it's getting to be dusk. Ooh, we've got a chaos some chaos warriors on the road. Well, that's actually good. The last remnants of some of the last remnants of Rabasat's force here. Keelan is going to fireball these, I think. There we go. Of course, the sorcerer will resist because he's wearing chaos robes, which give natural resistance. And the warriors are resisting as well, but not that one. Good hit, not great, but okay. And we failed the cast on there, unfortunately. I'm not sure whether time progresses when we're in battles. I don't think it does. I'm going to try and get these ones to flee as well, so we need Aura of Death for that, I think. Of course, you know, fleeing is only for the sake of this LP. Obviously, Aileron would actually take the time and kill all these manually, but for our purposes, it makes no difference gameplay-wise, whether they flee or whether they just die. He is not convinced that he needs to run away yet, which is fine. We can cast debilitation on him and he'll be taken care of. They're running, man. It's not gonna work. Just get out of here. Get that debilitation off now. Ah, crap. You know what? I should have waited for the other ones to flee first. Now I'm gonna have to kill them so that the other ones can spawn in, because they won't be able to move on their own, I don't think. Unless the warriors have more strength than 20. I think it's 20 times the rank, times 2. In fact. Ah, crap. Yeah. Right, so Aileron, can you do a fireball over there? Nobody in the radius? Nope. The good thing about our equipment right now is we regenerate pretty well because we have those well, we also got an edit at the end, mind you, but we have those rings of healing on Artro and Abrecan. Aileron, why don't you run up and kill this sorcerer? Looks like we're killing them manually after all. And he's gone. We didn't even have enough to weaken him altogether. Artro, how about your first kill? Well, I mean, you tried, didn't you? I could try and make these ones flee. Aura of Death, maybe. I'm not sure if those are sorcerers or spell weavers. If they're weavers, they might run. Warrior Sorcerer. Sorcerer. Oh, he is booking it. That other one must have been the leader. That's why he didn't run. Run away, my man. This isn't gonna end well. See if we can convince these ones as well. Bastards need to run away back to the outer planes. That's right. Gone. Gone. They're not... Just flee in the right direction, damn it. Bloody things are trickling in one at a time. Sorry about that, I had something in my eye. Get. Hope you don't have to walk across the map to leave. Get thee hence. Good. The reinforcements are sometimes able to flee when they're in line, like when they're just in the reinforcement column. They make the decision from there as well. 17,000 XP for that. That's pretty good. Aileron. Got enough? Yes, we do. Spell Necro maxed out. Doesn't tolerate necromancers anymore. Aileron doesn't. It's just... He's had some bad experiences, we'll say. He's kind of glad that necromancy isn't being taught anymore. Oh, Abrecan, what do? What do with you? He doesn't really have anything else he needs to learn. I could increase his intelligence, but, like, why? Ah, whatever, sure. 20. Yeah. I could have done stamina as well, but whatever. He's not dumb. What else would Abrecan know? He would probably know how to use pole weapons. He would probably know how to use hafted, but really, do I care? Not really. I'll stockpile that. Got a bunch of junk. Replenish our supplies of whatever, and continue on our way. And time does not progress. Starting to get to be sunset. Nice if we could have a nice pink sky. Did I say nice enough? Yeah. Always pretty coming into Port Saiid. I like it. Lots of hills and mountains to explore around here for the intrepid adventurers among you. Some loot to be had that we never got in this LP, and we will never get, because it is of no consequence for the most part. Now your footsteps we will avoid as we normally do. It's not something we need. Not something we need in our lives. Bridge is coming up soon, I imagine. More footsteps. Just gonna ignore it. It's not important. I hope we don't have any high-ranking Chaos minions guarding the roads. I don't suspect so. This is where we met that one guy, I think, is his name Balfin? Trying to remember the guy who Arturo was having a disagreement with. This is where we met the big lug, right here. There's his tent, still there. Arturo, you really should take this down. Wearing the Gornian banner. Despite him not being a Gornian knight, as far as I can tell. He is now, though. We have made it so. That tree is floating. You see it? It's floating in the air. It's not attached to anything. And we've got another cutscene. This quest is harder than I expected. More monsters, more fighting. And I was surprised by those creatures on the island. We did our best. But some escaped. The enemy that escapes today returns tomorrow. I'm going to save here, in fact, so that we may see all the dialogue. We were outnumbered. No doubt that wizard would say the same. Even Cradog could not fight Rabasat single-handed. That's our situation. Or do you see allies lining up to join us? We have our friends. That's no way to think. The Mirari, Bodin, Ardra. Let me lay down the law to you. A knight must depend on himself and no one else. You must trust your skills and nothing else. Your enemies are stronger than I imagined. You must not let them escape so lightly. The point now is to win, no matter what. But go off a little. Practice with your sword. Remember the strength of the minions. And set your mind on victory. That's well and dandy, but why don't we just reload and say this again? And then ask him if we fought badly. Did I fight badly? When you use your sword, you throw all your weight forward, here, on your leading foot. So Traherne showed me. Did he? And where was this? Back at the castle. I see. And where are you now? You want me to fight differently? Traherne was fighting men. These minions are much larger. Even I don't have the weight to stand in the face of their blows. We must learn to use their own force against them. Next time. Lean back a small amount and let them rush against you. Like this? Yes, try that. Alright. Quick save again. I fought as well as you did. What did you say, little one? You fought as badly as a child? You know what I mean. You'll never be the fighter I am. I mean, you're allowed to admire me and to model yourself after me, and even to try and become like me, but if I think I'll match you, I'm dreaming. That's basically true. Alright, alright. You're not disappointed, are you? I said alright. You think Rabasat is really after me? We saw who and how her minions attacked. They knew what they were doing. She'll never take me over. But she's getting stronger, and you're the key. What key? Look how she fights. Does she come after us herself? No. She sends her minions. Whatever she is, I think Rabasat is a strategist, and you're the key to some mysterious plan. If she gets you, others will follow. If she can force this opening to your plane, she may be able to force others to join her. But she won't get me. That won't happen. Right. Interesting. Then you believed Cradwaw's theories? I don't like magicians, but I listen to what they have to say. You're in greater danger than we realized. We all are. Maybe we should quit while we're ahead. But we're not ahead. We've just lived to fight another day. If you really are the second nameless one. Right. Now what does that mean? In Terminor there is one who went unnamed, and it's not important. We aren't going there anyway. Little do you know, Abrecan, how little do you know. Very glad we are making this journey again. I had no idea we were going to be seeing so much extra dialogue, and I have no idea why this shit didn't happen on our way. Like, when it was supposed to happen? Like, why is it happening now instead of when it should have when we originally went back? I don't get it. That ogre we want to avoid because he has this very serious bug in him right now. We will go and arrive at around 7 o'clock in the evening into Port Saiid. Just as the sun is setting. Let's go see our old friends. Aye, it's nice to seeing you again, sir. Meanwhile, you don't seem wolves or jackals, do yous? They're after cross as you likes. Thank you, Balfin. Ah, this was Balfin. Which way to the inn again? Well, that depends now, don't it, sir, on which one of the inns you might like. Probably you'd have what you're used to having, just the way you always have it, so which ways did you come? From Gwernia. Oh, castle folk, not that it bothers me, mind you. Takes all kinds. Go westerly until you finds the Four Winds. You'll get there just as they serves the cakes and berries. Helen Balfin sends you, and you won't have to wait for your food. Oh, thank you, Balfin. I appreciate that. Now, one of my commenters, one of my viewers, possibly a subscriber, Joseph Easley, mentioned in a comment that I had missed the library in Port Saiid, and I was like, what? There's no library in Port Saiid. Get out of town before the sun goes down. And I asked him about this, and he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I really want to come to find out that myself. So I'm here. We're going to get a night at the inn because it looks like Nyala is no longer here, but the innkeeper is. Welcome back, friend. There are beds and meals for all the souls in your party, provided, of course, that your bags are jingling with at least 10 gold. Well, who would we be if we didn't have 10 gold? It's not every day the King of Gwernia comes to town and needs a rest, is it? Yes, rooms will be needed. You're lucky, there's just enough left. Business has been grand around here lately. 10 gold, please, with pleasure. Little establishment is famous for its comforts and the food. Please, friend, later. Very tired. And I will get another night to take us probably until morning. Good stuff. We'll see how we're doing here for time. It's about noon PM. That's as good as any. Now, Joseph said that of course it begins to rain in mid-afternoon in Port Saiid. It never fails. It's always raining in Port Saiid mid-afternoon. He said that the library was in the magic shop, and I don't actually remember where that is. I think it's actually here, in fact. But if it is, oh my god. Well, shit. There is a library in Port Saiid. I'll be damned. Curricula from the Wizard School, a handbook for students. Students, read this first. What in the hell is this book doing here and not in Port Saiid? I have no idea. You are fortunate indeed. All the riches of magical wisdom are laid out before you. What treasures of knowledge you will discover during your tenure at our ancient institution. Be aware that the school is in no way restrictive to the art or glory of magic or its practitioners also. Let's go for rules. No spellbindings may peruse the books of fire casting. No spellbinders may peruse the books of fire casting, rather. Okay, second rule. No firecaster may seek wisdom in the alchemical arts. Right? They really don't like firecasters around here. No alchemists to study with masters of healing. Alright, interesting. What about this one? No healers to enchant artifacts of a size greater than 1 cubic handspan. Alright. Very, very interesting. Whoops. Okay. The Great Astronomer, about the author. I, the Great One, Gerod, Garum, wrote this book to help you out. Everything in it is true, which you already know if you've read my other stuff. Well, clearly. Elaborate descriptions of junk. See Chapter 2. Okay, Chapter 2. The world of spirit is not static, nor must ye suppose that its strength may always be summoned in equal parts at each time of the year. Rather look ye to the glorious circuits of the moon and stars, and learn ye their subtle rhythms far above us. Then will ye know when your magic may burn bright about ye, or else merely flicker against the harsh winds of our own crude material plane. What about Chapter 3? So I said to Godric, but why? Why must you always blow things up? The odd man looked at me with an air of rising indignation. Can it be, he mentioned. Can it be, he mentioned what? He intoned. Oh, okay. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so we've got that book. And that's the only other book there is here. So what about the other side? Can I read these? Oh my goodness, I can. The Origins of Magic Names. The Origins of the Magic of Names. Prefatory Remarks. By dividing the human soul from itself, the early magicians found the way to allow for the possibility of a sort of second birth. By dividing the human soul from itself, the early magicians found the way to allow for the possibility of a sort of second birth. Okay. I have to think about that for a minute. That's when they split the spirit from the body. What would be that second birth then? Historical musings. Before this time, magic was a set of rules learned by the privileged, and the same for everyone. But the new naming magic will give each his own stake in the balance between the material and spiritual realms. Practical considerations. All who know their true names may tap into the power that the stars and moon shine down upon us. Perhaps the dawn of a new great age is upon us, one in which humans themselves become like unto the dragons. Yet woe be unto him who is sundered from his spirit self. What about dangers? And cast away from the celestial realm. It will thereafter roam the physical world, rending everything it touches until it achieves a spiritual reunion. Close this book. It's bringing back terrible memories to Aileron here. Hey, we've got some stuff here. Seamanship for landlubbers. So ye thinks ye know how to steer a boat. You're wrong, you ignorant lubber. You don't learn that sort of thing out of books. Or maybe how to tug in a fishnet. Ha, you're making me laugh. Perhaps how to trim a mainsail. Takes years of experience to out in the salty winds, you skinless lubber. Don't even think of trying. Oh, they're in credits. This here book was writ by Captain Amon with some help from his missus. Right. Oh, that's great. I love that guy. Fantastic. Close the book, child. Yeah, it seems like him. Fables for Children. Queen of the Ocean. Many ages ago, a beautiful maiden named Sarabat. Could it be that Sarabat is Rabasat? Of course it is. Many ages ago, a beautiful maiden named Rabasat fell down from the stars in search of a great lost treasure. Rabasat searched high and low over mountains and under the earth for the treasure until the queen searched for wisdom. As Rabasat read the writing, she could feel herself grow stronger. and could taste blood upon her lips. She read of the first parting of the stars, of the balance of the body and spirit, and of the Swallower of Worlds. There were also the stone pillar. As she read from the pillar, Rabasat's long, beautiful hair became caught in a crack in the stone. For years she sat at the bottom of the ocean, waiting to be rescued. Then one day, a brave young man named Jundrakan swam by and saw her entangled there. What in God's name happened to this woman? Jundrakan. Jundrakan? The queen is rescued. Jundrakan took one look at Rabasat and fell in love with her. He placed his two discoveries together upon a great island in the far southwest. When Rabasat awoke, Jundrakan asked her to be his wife, that they might rule the world together. Final awakening. But Rabasat laughed, and with one gulp swallowed Jundrakan whole. Then she set off into the world in search of a more worthy husband. Uh-oh. Well, that is more that's some deep lore on Rabasat there. I'm happy I found this. I'm really happy I came back for this. What about the last book? Lights. Wicks. If the wick burns down, relight ye the tallow. If the tallow is wet, replace ye the candle. Beacons. If the beacon shineth not when the candle be lit, polish ye the mirror. This must be for the lighthouse. Mirrors. Woe betide ye if the mirror be broke, for then will the ships be riven, unless fire be summoned from the realms of spirit. Flame. To summon such fire, one must repeat the spell of the farmer who fell in love with the light from the sky. Must repeat the spell of the farmer who fell in love with the light from the sky. Close the book. Well, I am very happy I came back here. And I'm glad I've been able to record that for YouTube. Some more lore. I think we're gonna get a night at the inn again, and then we'll walk to the pier. See if Captain Amon is still alive. In fact, after these 2 years, or whether he's been lost at sea. Salty old dog. We need a room. Probably need another one. And one more. See what time that brings us to. It's mid-afternoon. That's going to do the trick, I think. Now then. Let us walk down to the piers, see what there is to see. I wonder if Captain Amon actually, I actually think he mentioned that he was going to take up work in the lighthouse. There's his ship, still in port. As the party marches on toward the moored ships, Aileron suddenly pauses, and his gaze lingers upon a solitary jester, dancing and juggling merrily by the waterside. For a moment he strains his gaze, as if searching for some small sign of familiarity behind that painted smile. No. Just a memory. Nothing more. and he continues on his way. It's about to be sunset. Could have swore that was Ferris, but it can't be. Just another nameless clown. Well, Port Saiid, it has been nice. Time for us to depart once again. We're off to Terminor. Have a quick save. Goodbye, Balfin. Port Saiid, port to all nations. To Talawak, home of the wizard school. On our way back. Also, that cutscene with Abrecan that we saw right across the bridge here, that was actually pretty reasonable combat technique that he was teaching Aileron there. Keeping your weight forward instead of and also letting the opponent's energy slide off the blade instead of trying to catch it, and then redirecting that energy to riposte or whatever, to wind and then redirect the swing. He will fly forward, giving an opening for you to exploit if you're a swordsman. Anyone who overcommits to the power of their swings. It's not a good idea. The power of their cuts. There's no need. Sword's own weight is usually enough to cut. You don't need to put much force into it. This way you don't have to be any sort of bodybuilder to be a good swordsman. Just gotta be fit enough. Speed and endurance are more important than strength. Of course, the strength helps, naturally. Powerful cut that isn't overswung and isn't overdone is better than a weak cut, of course. But all things in moderation. It's not a far journey from Talawak to Port Saiid. Which is good, because it is a decently long journey from Talawak to Terminor. I think I will probably get a night at the inn in Talawak before we proceed to Terminor. Once again, the fog rolls in on us. I could probably just camp. I think I will just camp. We will say we stay at the inn, but it'll just save me from walking back there, of course. Ah, past the marshmallows. Alright, a bit of a dreary day, but it's good enough for us to proceed. Hopefully it clears up in the afternoon. Fog is thick as pea soup. We should be running into that respawning Chaos Trooper pretty soon. Well, there we go. Looks like a scout is actually some troopers and some scouts. These guys respawn no matter what we do, sadly. So, I don't want Keelan engaging. I want to send them fleeing if I can do that. I never realized how good the Boots of Haste were before this Let's Play. I will never go without them again, because having haste on you at all times is just super. I went past War of Death, didn't I? Yeah. I should demonstrate what happens to wind. What happens if I use wind on the battlefield? It'll actually clean up the weather. I'm going to do that. We'll use it on Keelan. Wind. Here we go. No, let's just make sure it's cast on somebody who isn't us. Sure. We'll go with that. Now, supposedly it was supposed to clean up the weather, but maybe it's not technically foggy. Maybe it's just sort of gray. I don't know, they're all booking it. Whatever. Except him, apparently. Alright, let's see if we can convince him. Die. You guys will probably flee on your own if I had to guess, but here you go. Have some death. Be very afraid of that low poly skull. It's terrifying. Ooh, spooky. Just in time for Halloween. Cool. Alright, so we've got 26,000 XP on Abrecan. I don't think I was doing anything else with him, but why not? We'll keep increasing his intelligence. Sure. We should get one more round of that out of him. Keelan, I don't know. What is there even left to do with you? She would probably be a great talker. Maybe even a troubadour. Could she play music? She'd be a good diplomat. I should have done diplomat on her. I'm going to do diplomat on her. Why not? 6. Yeah, that'll work for now. Arturo, have some warrior skill, because why not? And Aileron can't really do anything right now. Some herbs and some spice. And some gold. We will leave all that garbage. Continue on our merry way. I'm gonna actually keep following the road because you never know when there could be a cutscene along here with Artro. At least until I get around this this area, and then we can cut back to the coast. So the Darkling Bog is coming up ahead, and I don't want to be going that way. This is where you're supposed to leave the road, right at this cross section here. I think I might have avoided a battle as well, which will be nice. Yes, indeed. A respawning zombie friend should be over this way somewhere. No, not up there. Or at least he would have been if it was still early enough in the game. We are coming up on the area that Arturo has a cutscene, and unfortunately I won't be able to show it in this particular run because I've already passed this way with him in the party. However, I do have a save from back then, which I will reload, and I will show you what I had seen last night. So, to the free city of Terminor, just past the ruins of Old Sorhab here. Right up here somewhere on the road. Once I get past this wolf, I will make a cut in the video and I will show you what I've seen. Yeah, it was like right here. Right about here. Alright, folks. Well, I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to save my game. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to quick save the game right here. And then I'm going to figure out which of the two saves is the one. I think it's the very end one that I have to load. Let's just find out. Yeah, this was the save I needed to load, so I will use the quick save, and I will save over, just so I don't lose it. I'll save over this one here. 66 hours, 64 hours. Right on. So I will be right back, everyone. Beg to report, sir. I'm enjoying the walk. That's nice to know, Artro. Although, sir, there are questions about the naming, and I sense that the quest has quieted down. Alright. What do you mean, quieted down? Well, beg to report, sir, I've heard a lot about these matters. You'd be surprised at the relentless dangers the knights face on the open road. Especially if they're reckless, sir. You can be too reckless, but all the same, I think we've been pretty careful. I'm glad you think so. No doubt, sir. There are hard times coming. Tomorrow at dawn, I will check my weapons. Perhaps we'll finally meet Rabasat or some such on the road. Now look. Then we'll fight, sir. And I'll be on the path to knighthood. Whatever time we do meet Rabasat, we'll all fight. And you're already on the path to knighthood. Beg to report, sir, I'm very sorry you don't trust me, after all the work I've done to try and show the type of knight I could become. I'm sure you'll be a fine knight. I have to prove myself once and for all, sir, don't I? You do not. Tomorrow, I'll be sure to draw the group into battle. That isn't necessary. But I insist, sir, then I'll redeem myself. I mean to have the knighthood, as you know, sir, until tomorrow. Fucking Arturo. Let's load it. I'll get my name soon enough. Could it be Aidyn, sir? Or Amert? Alopexius? No, it isn't any of those. How about Argto, sir? Or Adamant? But that's just it, Artro. Those aren't my name. They can't be, because I never got one. My true name doesn't exist yet. But you exist. You're talking to me, aren't you? So it would seem, but maybe not. It's hard to say, sir. Why don't you introduce yourself? Alright. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you, Artro. Nice to meet you too, sir, but, who are you? Don't be silly, you know who I am. Beg to report, sir, but you yourself suggested... Okay. How are you? My name is Alaron. Truly? No, not truly. In In one sense, my name is Aileron, and in another sense, my name is not Aileron at all. It's terrible, sir. You have no idea of who you are or what you're talking about, do you? Of course I do. I just explained it. Beg to report, sir, you explained it, but you haven't truly explained it. It can't truly be explained. No, sir, you've proved as much. But it's really simple. No, that's enough, sir. In fact, it's more than enough. In fact, it's much more. Let's say goodnight. Oh, Artro, you lovable lug. Anyway, folks, that was the cutscene with Artro. Now back to what we were doing before. Righto, I hope you all enjoyed that cutscene. I sure did when I saw it. I was happy to see it. What have we run across now? At least three. Three different cutscenes that we missed throughout the game, plus the entire library of Port Saiid. Maybe even more, who knows? Only time will tell, folks. We have a sign here to the free city of Terminor. The place where Aileron would be the least welcome, it could be assumed. Because he is still a king of Gornia, and he was not well liked when he came here originally. It is doubtful anything will have changed now, but if nothing else, Terminor is a city run by guilds of merchants, and being a free city, it's not going to submit itself before the crown, and it has no reason to anyway, so he is quite content to let Terminor be Terminor. They're not a people who like to be ruled, and it would be well to just leave them be. He's going to stop in at the inn and see Tamberlane, his old friend, and then he's going to go and check in on poor Majo and see if he yet lives, and make sure that the alms that Aileron has been sending have been met. And Rita is here. She must be on a mission from the wizard school. And we will leave her be as well. Say hello to her, of course. I guess we can say hello. We're old friends. Why not? Hello, Aileron. It's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Rita. I wish Neeson was here. Every time I see you, I think of him. I know. I wish I could have helped. I suppose I should get going. I still have much to do. I told Neeson I would look out for you, Rita. Will you join me? I'm afraid there's no room for me. Big to report, sir, but maybe it's time for someone with other skills to join. I'll wait at the inn in Termina for you. Artro, I still need you. Stick around, you big lug. Boy, you're almost ready now. You can do it. I'll meet you in Talawak near the Knights List. No, Abrecan, you have one last lesson to teach. Honey, listen, it might be better for everyone if I just stay here. I'll meet you in Terminor at the Ogre if you ever want to snuggle up, okay? I don't think so. I still need your support. Please stay. I have much to learn from you. I'll wait here for you. Oh, poor Rita. I wish I could take Rita along. But Rita is terribly underleveled, and she has her own business here, I'm sure. Did you find your friends? I thought I'd take a look for them now. Well, I'm sure they're somewhere. You're welcome to come in and see. Do you need a room to rest? Yes, that'd be great, thanks. Hate to ask for money, Squire. Nonsense, even friends have to stay in business. A wise remark. Should I say king now, instead of Squire? And shall we say 10 gold pieces? Yes, that's fine. Thank you, my liege. My lord. I guess since we wouldn't be his liege, technically. Please stay as long as you like. Your Majesty. ETC. We're in the past, but really... We're in the future, but really we're in the past still. Because on this save, Pachengarat has not been killed, because that would not allow me to continue playing this save, if that were the case. So... I'll go have a peek in at Majo, and then we'll begin going south probably to probably get another night and make it day. We'll head south to Ugarit, the last stop. Camera is crazy in this town, as you all well know, I'm sure. I have to wonder at just how many people had ever made it this far into the game. I suspect not many. Terminor was that sort of big city that I'm sure they had a lot of plans for, but it just never really got used for much of anything, really. This is Majo's house. Imagine they had originally planned for there to be some type of castle there, but never got finished, or never got made, probably the latter. Majo is downstairs. This camera is crazy because it turns you around, and this is a merchant probably. We might as well sell our stuff here, right? Let's do that. Quite a bit of beast hide. Had to ditch a lot of weapons and items just to be able to pick up all the stuff in the dragon's lair when it happened. We did get some chaos robes from somewhere. I wonder where those came from. Chainmail, ditch that as well. Got a lot of money. Holy crap, so much money. I went overboard on the money grinding. If I could do it again, do this LP ever again, I think I definitely won't I won't break the economy the next time I do it. There's Beacon's Axe still in our inventory, and it always will be. I won't break the economy again because it took away part of the resource management of this game, which would have made the game harder. I should have left it in place, but I had to kind of pick between, did I want to survive Iron Man, or did I want to do it sort of hardcore and not have much money? And please just leave us alone, but sorry. Majo has survived these 2 years, and he will at this time hand out some of that money to his wife. He really pities these people, and he will leave them now. He never knew them well, but he sympathizes with Majo. It could have easily have been him. And the woman is gone all of a sudden, because the hour is probably later than usual. Yeah, just became night. So she shows up in the evening or in the day. I'm sure I figured it out in the recording itself, but she doesn't show up at night. Only during the day. Let's get out of Terminor. We're definitely going to take a night at the inn before we do. I'm actually eager to wander up Darkling Beach on our way home. We're definitely going to do that. Darkling Beach, and then into the bog, to the portal. We'll take the portal home to the forest and then walk back to the castle. Be much faster that way. And that'll give us an idea on just how big Aidyn was for its day. Of course, we've dallied in places. I will subtract the time when I get a final figure. As of right now, got a little bit of our journey left. And truly, I wish I could stay longer. Wish there was more to do. Because I missed this game already. But alas, that is not the case. All good things must come to an end. Looks like we're in the morning, and it's a bright, clear morning, perfect day for walking to Ugarit. We're gonna walk there via the road we didn't take. I don't believe we ever took the path to Ugarit via the trolls, the troll bridge. So that's the way we're gonna be going. Just this way. Looks like it's raining. That's okay. Always crappy weather near Terminor. Bright 1 minute, pouring rain the next. Miserable place.